Hey, you. Welcome back to the channel. And guys, today we're going to talk about the reopening of Cryptopia, a little bit about the price, the future of Electroneum in regards to that, and we're going to talk about the reopening for the month of March of the Electroneum faucet. So, Cryptopia, people are now able to get into their accounts. They see their balances. People are reporting that their coins are still there. So there's some good news coming out from that. However, trading is not yet going on. So we're going to talk a little bit about not just Cryptopia, but Electroneum in relation to exchanges and, what's the future look like with exchanges for Electroneum? Is that still very important? So Cryptopia, we know, has been one of the biggest exchanges for Electroneum. And a lot of conversation has been, why hasn't Electroneum as of yet been able to get on bigger exchanges? And I want to say that I think that Electroneum, if we look at the situation like what happened with Binance, a lot of things have come to the light about Binance. And a lot of allegations against Binance. And I've never been a huge Binance supporter myself. I would have liked to see the volume that Binance could have created for Electroneum. But Binance clearly doesn't seem to be the exchange for Electroneum. So, I think looking at Electroneum and looking at the state it's in at this point in time, I would recommend, that Electroneum try out Bittrex. Bittrex is regulated out of the state of New York. Bittrex is, I believe, dealt with people quite fairly. As far as I know, Bittrex doesn't at this time charge any listing fees. They may charge a small due diligence fee, but I think that Bittrex would be a good way to go, and that I think the Electroneum team should move into definitely going into talks with Bittrex. I think it'll be a good move, and I think it'll be a good experience. Some rumors circulated that the Electroneum camp, like many of the ICO projects, are pretty much out of money due to the bear market and a variety of things like that. Whether that's the case or not, that would have no effect on Bittrex as Bittrex. Again, as far as I know, there isn't this tomfoolery when it comes to as much money as they can make the list you rather. Bittrex operates more by nature in a type of adequate, a type of business ethics that deals with being regulated within the United States and handling things a great deal differently. So I definitely think Electroneum should look into that. As far as people on Cryptopia, I don't know what they will do as far as if those accounts get restored and they can get access to their tokens, will they continue to trade on Cryptopia? I'm sure that Cryptopia has learned a great deal from the mistakes, the security issues, and I'm sure they'll be, doing whatever's necessary to upgrade it. Another good thing I hear about there being a payback, of people who've lost on the Cryptopia site. I think that's a great idea. And whether Cryptopia can come back or not off of this, or whether this will remain over his head, I have no idea. But I think for Electroneum, Bittrex would be the next best move. Looking at the price, I want to talk about price because I know when the price goes down, people don't want to talk about price because it's not pleasurable to talk about price. So price being the 800-pound gorilla in the room, want to talk about that a little bit. Want to give some predictions, right? These are predictions. It's nothing to build a Bible about, but they are predictions based on certain factors in the cryptocurrency space I think will be happening over the next few months. So we've been in this long bear market. A lot of us feel it will pretty much last the rest of this whole year, this entire year. And I pretty much feel the same way. So my predictions are kind of has some good in it and some bad in it. Let's go with the good first. So here's what I think. I think over the next 2 to 3 months, there's going to be a catalyst that causes a short bull market. And what I mean by that, I mean more like a price spike. Okay. I'm going to predict that might last 2 to 3 months. What am I basing this on? Basing this on the launch of the Facebook coin that is scheduled to happen by June of this year, right? Now, I'm pretty sure it's going to probably happen around that time, or at least I more so believe that, because Facebook has over 50 developers working on their cryptocurrency, and they probably don't want to move too slow on this, seeing that the state of cryptocurrency is ever changing. I don't think they're going to be one of these projects that takes years to get things underway. I think they're going to be kind of quick in their move and decisive. But I do believe it's going to be the catalyst to start a short-term bull market. I think Facebook is going to inspire people to invest in the cryptocurrency space. I think the attitude about cryptocurrency is going to change slightly a bit. Unfortunately, the problem with this is going to be, well, let me finish the good part. Of course, I believe that's going to trickle down to a bull run on the price of Electroneum. Now, at this point in time, a lot of Electroneum holders are going to be able to take profits. Whether they take profits or not, or whether they kind of go with the idea that Electroneum will, through these mobile partnerships over the next 3 to 4 to 5 years, hold that market down and become a substantial coin in that market. That if that's the expectation, that people will probably want to stay in Electroneum to that point. But as far as seeing some profits in the short term, I think we will see some for a short period of time. Now here's the bad part. If you do decide to stay on Electroneum after you get this price gain that I feel is coming, at that point in time, you're gonna have on the battlefield Facebook. Okay, so Facebook is going to be on board 2.2 billion users. It's going to integrate this cryptocurrency through Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram. So 2.2 billion users. You're talking almost global mass adoption here. Another problem with this is it's more than likely going to be a stable coin. Because it's going to be a stable coin, it's going to be very good used as a money, used for banking, used to send payments back and forth to each other. Everybody and their grandmother is going to be probably selling stuff on Facebook. It's going to be probably taking a Facebook coin. What you get in a scenario like that is you get, theoretically, 2.2 billion people with effectively bank accounts, right? A lot of the nations and countries out there who don't have bank accounts, they now technically will have them. So this is going to be quite dangerous to many of the payment tokens, right? Many of the tokens that are payment systems. And it's very hard to gather what the effects of that could be to these tokens, but it is quite clear that this is something unseen before in the history of the world, because this is essentially, if you were to compare the size of Facebook, it would probably be just about the biggest country in the world, right? With maybe, going head to head with like China and India. But it would pretty much be the biggest country in the world using the biggest currency, right? The biggest currency ever. Now, another dangerous thing about the Facebook cryptocurrency is that it's going to be tethered to not the US dollar, but an average of several cryptocurrencies. This is very attractive to people who don't want to put their money and don't want to be backed entirely by the US dollar. And the reason that this is all relevant and important is because it can have a significant effect on who's going to be seriously used as a money or a payment currency. Now, Electroneum, again, going back to its particular market, this specific market dealing with the partnerships and the commodity of the phone minutes, there might be a carved out market for Electroneum in that regard. Even with all this happening, so Electroneum could still be quite valuable in certain regards, right? So that those are just some things to think about. Just looking at what's happening across cryptocurrency, and so where we stand with Electroneum, that's all going to be very important as far as how you look at price and how you look at the future of Electroneum. Now, also just want to talk about, we will be opening up the Electroneum faucets this month. We're only going to focus on Electroneum. We're going to put more money solely into Electroneum now. So you got a chance to come over and participate with that. Get some free Electroneum and participate in that way. As well, just want to say that I think also taking a look at Electroneum, that as a community, many of us, anytime you have a community, a group with so much support for something, there's going to be a lot of divergent opinions. There's going to be a lot of that community wanting to be more, involved in what happens with Electroneum and the decisions made and a variety of things like that. And with Electroneum, there's Electroneum business, the management team, and then it's us. And that those separations, right, can have a not always a very positive effect on what's happening. Like I said in earlier videos, it can be confusion between being a cryptocurrency holder and being maybe a shareholder or stockholder in a business, right? And sometimes we tend to think of them in the same capacity, but they are entirely different. So what we're doing at Bitcoin MYK, for the Electroneum members who are more so geared towards wanting to affect and control and be involved with their community a little bit more. Anytime you make a comment on the Electroneum videos or make a comment on any of our videos, you can earn our cryptocurrency, and it's elected, it's democratic. You vote on the people who you want to distribute the token out to you, and it's kind of based on a social network. So I just thought that was interesting to put into that area, because I kind of see those personalities around cryptocurrency. But in regards to Electroneum, there is Electroneum, the company, and it's a good business. It's a good small business at this point in time, or mid-level size business. And then it's the cryptocurrency. And so I think we certainly need to understand those dynamics and impacts. But I'm going to leave a link in the description in the comment section about what you can do to earn our cryptocurrency when you consume our content, get involved in our content, be a little bit of fun. Right, that's all I pretty much want to say in this video. But guys, if you like content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and until next time, take care.